Good morning, everyone. It's Tess, and today is going to be tip 160. And I'm going to start right off the bat by saying Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And a big thank you to Doc V, because I just listened to his live this morning, and my topic came directly from his live. I was up on time. I didn't sleep in today. I actually did my walk at 5:30 in the morning, but I didn't get on and do live yet. It's Sunday, so I don't have to rush to get it in. But today, based on his talk, he was talking about legacy, and he kind of showed us a gift that he got that had some pictures that were meaningful to him. And I thought, wow, creating a legacy, that's a really good topic. And he was talking about a photo album, and an aunt of mine actually put together a photo album of each family, like each sibling's family. Hi, Lori, so good to see you. And after she passed, we all got this photo album with the things that she remembered or cards that we may have given her over the years. And it was a beautiful memory. And we still have it floating around in the family. It was just a beautiful gift. So when Doc V was showing us the album that he got today and talking about legacy, I thought, what a great thing to talk about today. So again, Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all those who chose to stand in as a father when it wasn't theirs to be. And today I'll just talk about creating and leaving a legacy. I found an article in Leadership Freak, in a thing called Leadership Freak blog, and it said 10 ways to build a powerful legacy. And what it kind of said is a legacy is now. A legacy is the footprints that you are laying today. And it started right off the bat with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. And the quote, hi, Dolly, hi, Ying, good to see you guys. And this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson says, the purpose of life is not to be happy, it's to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference, that you have lived and that you have lived well. And I think that's true in so many cases, because I think I find, and I think most people find, that if you've done something and somebody has been helped by it, it makes you feel good and it makes you feel strong. And it's almost funny, like after I got my hair done earlier this week, I thanked my hairdresser for knowing that I'm uncomfortable with big changes, but she put a change together for me. And then she thanked me for some things I didn't even realize helped her that we said during the time that she was doing this for me. So it's kind of interesting, I think, that if you just open yourself up to be true to who you are at your core, I think it's a mutual thing all the way around, which just feels so good. So I think this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson is really important, because making that difference feels good, and it sets the stage for days well lived. It did also give a few little items that are called legacy blockers. So just things to keep in mind, and these are probably all things we've heard from Doc V before. Lack of focus is a legacy blocker. Living the life others want you to live is a legacy blocker. Bitterness, anger, fear, anything that drops you low on the emotional scale, those are legacy blockers, because then you get caught up into the, well, why do they think that of me? What did I do wrong? How can I fix it? You just got to let that stuff go. They're entitled to their opinion, and what they think of you doesn't matter. You don't need to know. Consumerism, I think that's true, because if you get too caught up in keeping up with the Joneses, your whole life is about chasing something that really never makes you happy. Smothering priorities, and I think that can even be like you have to find that balance. Doc V always talks about do more of the things you love, less of the things you tolerate, and none of the things you hate. And that's where I kind of thought the smothering priorities came into play. Decide what's really supporting where you want to be and who you want to be. And then it says defeatism, and I kind of think of that as the low on the emotional scale thing again too. So you might want to think about all these things, try to find the areas that make you feel good, where you can be making a difference, so that those are the legacy that you're creating. Because at the end of the day, you want to be remembered for your beautiful heart, not for people to have never seen your beautiful heart because it was covered by trying to please everybody else. Hi, Bev, it's good to see you. We miss you in group, Miss Bev. But I thought these were all great things. And I have to give credit again, right back to Doc V. This idea of legacy came right out of his video, because that is exactly what he talked about today. The 10 ways that this Leadership Freak blog talked about getting legacy is, number one is dare to be joyful. Dare to be joyful. Serve and live in ways that bring you joy. And I'm going to say all the way across the board, my life is improved by letting go of and working to do the things that keep me feeling happy on the emotional scale, happy, joy, love. That just puts me in a place to succeed. If I fall down lower on that emotional scale where there's anger, despair, resentment, I'm not in the right place, and the things that I'm trying to do aren't the right things. So I'm trying to recognize faster that, one, nobody has the right to put me in that place on the emotional scale. Two, I'm not going to choose to go there, because if that's where they're going to live, I'm staying up here and we just won't communicate because we can't connect at that point, and just move on. Number two is to monitor your impact. And it says, how are you making the most impact? Because that's what you need to do more of with your time. And that kind of falls back to the thing Doc V was saying. Do more of what you love, less of what you tolerate, and none of what you hate. And I think that's probably the best way to start to build that legacy, is to find your true passion. And if it makes you feel good, it makes you feel joyful, and you're helping other people, I think then you're finding your natural path to your natural gift or your natural legacy that you can leave behind for others. Number three was develop and maximize your talent, your strengths, your skills. Bring your best you. And I thought that was a great one too. And maybe this is another way where, if you've done the previous one about figuring out where you make the most impact, that'll help you to direct your skill studying to the area that makes you feel good and is most impactful for you. And that's kind of a lot of what Doc V has taught us over the past year, is directing our attention to the area where we can make the most difference. Number four, do what matters now. I know there are many people who wish they had one more chance to say goodbye. My heart, feels for all the people who may not have a father today to see. I am blessed. I still have both of my parents. But I know that if there is something you can do, do it today. Even if you can't see somebody, maybe make that phone call or have that touch base. Just some little quick something, so that you don't have a regret a day, a week, a year from now. Number five was seize the small opportunities. And I think this is a really big one. So many people, and my dad always had a theory about this, like as kids, he would teach us, if you, in his world, you acknowledge by small things, like if you owed somebody $100, you are better to pay them $1 and show them that you respect them enough to make them regular payments of $1 than you are to never pay them because you're waiting to get that full amount. And I think this applies in so many areas of our life. If you're waiting to lose weight until you have every single thing in a row, you have every single perfect food, you've got your pantry set up right, you're ready to commit to the exercise, you're going to make the task overwhelming. All you got to do is one small little step, just one little thing. Is it the water you're increasing? That shows the commitment to your body to make the changes. And I think that helps your mind get, hi, Letitia, it's good to see you. It lets your mind get ready. I've been one that I take on too much all at once and then I get overwhelmed. And this past year, I've had to learn to pull it back and take one step at a time. And it did remind me of that, because that was a lesson from my family young, that, and it goes back to that. If I equate it to the idea, if you owe somebody money, you pay them back a little increment at a time, because then that shows the respect, that you respect the gift that they gave you and that you want to honor it to the best of your ability. And I think that's the same with our bodies, is we have to recognize that we can start to tell our brain and our body that we want to succeed at this journey if we just do that one thing, the water, or a few steps this morning, or that green smoothie, just that one thing. Stop making it overwhelming and take that step. Then so seize that opportunity. Then the next step was start with those closest to you. Maybe you have a neighbor that you can walk with in the morning. Maybe you have a friend that you haven't seen in a while. I connected up with a couple of friends that I haven't seen in a couple of years yesterday. One of them lives far away, so it was really nice to catch up with people. So just those family, seeing your family, seeing I communicated with my niece yesterday. I reached out to my nephew. My parents I see regularly. Everyone knows that. But it's just nice. Just start with those closest to you, and it'll naturally ripple out, and that circle will become bigger and bigger. Number 7 is and it kind of said, we all have two sides. We have the nice side and we have the not so nice side. And it said, try to always use the nice side and kind of let that little cranky, ornery one disappear. So I'm going to call that the monkey. We always talk about the monkey brain. Let your monkey personality go with your monkey brain and try to come forward with your best self always. I know there are times that that's hard. I know that we all get stressed. We all get frustrated. But if you're at that point, maybe that's where you kind of go, okay, I need to break. We can't talk about this right now. It's too emotional for me. We'll come back later. Number 8 was, this is a good one. Think service, not success. And even in all of the mentors that Doc V's talked about, the most successful business people are trying to solve a problem for you, and they over deliver services because then they know that you will come back to them. And I know that's true of all of us. We'll go back to the people that will take us seriously and show us that they value us more than we will the ones that cut corners and make us feel like asking them to trim a teeny little thing or asking them for a little step more was such an overburden. That's not the person we're going to go back to. The next one is, number 9 was relax. You are not running to build a legacy. You're running to make a difference. So again, we get that focus and we get that stress and that I got to build a legacy. And it says, no, fall back, relax. You're building a difference, and that feels good. The stress and anxiety of building the legacy, that's not your focus. Your focus is on the service and those around you, because the legacy will fall out naturally. And number 10 was elevate the needs of others. And I think that's like today, a lot of people will be reaching out to spend time with people they haven't, your family, if you haven't seen them, because for many you haven't seen them in a long time because of COVID. So, and there are little things, it's kind of funny, you do for one person, they do for you, and you don't even realize at the end of the day. And it's just a beautiful place. And if we could all live in a happier place, that's hard because some people have fallen into despair, and that negative anxiety place is a natural place they live. But if they can shift out of it, it just feels so much better. So today's tip 160 is about creating and living a legacy. 100% I got it from Doc V's Live this morning. Remember, a legacy is today's footprint will create tomorrow's legacy. So legacy starts now. And it did tell us the blockers are a lack of focus, living the life others want you to live, bitterness, anger, fear, consumerism, that's like keeping up with the Joneses, smothered priorities, which is just like you're smothered by the priorities that aren't supporting you feeling good and heading in the right direction, and defeatism. The 10 ways they said to build your legacy is dare to be joyful. So always shoot for the upper end of the emotional scale, monitor your impact, and do more of what is making an impact, because that's probably your natural gift that maybe you haven't identified yet. Develop and maximize your talents, and once you know what your natural gift is, you'll know where to focus your education. Do what matters now, and then you don't have that anxiety and stress. Seize the small opportunities, because every little step brings you momentum to the big things. The big things follow naturally. All you need to worry about is the little things. Start with those closest to you, because those you have the biggest impact on, because those are the really meaningful relationships in your life. Put your best self-talk forward. I know that's hard sometimes, but maybe take that 10-second break and come back, so that who you want to be of our dual personalities is always the one that comes forward. Think service, not success. And don't run building a legacy, run building a difference. It's service, not success. It's service, not success. And then elevate the needs of others. And I'll end this talk saying Happy Father's Day to everyone. And the last quote in this article that I really liked was, "No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of another." So that's that talk about service. No one is useless in this world who lightens the burdens of another. Have a beautiful Father's Day, all. Thank you, everyone, for always being here to support me. I appreciate you all more than you will ever know. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday and spend it with those you love. Thank you.